live. Alright, so now we're on to our second one. I do apologize if this is a little bit weird. You're going to see that until I get this figured out. Um, so I just explained it, went over some stuff. So, my previous video. So when you start out, generally, um, you want to choose one of these, right? But what I'm always going to tell people is you want to go to agents and missions, and you're gonna want to look for career agents. Okay. Now you want to stay within your faction when you first start out, and you'll understand why when we get there. So right now, we got Enforcer, Industrial, Explorer, and Soldier of Fortune. So we're gonna go with Enforcer. Set destination. So we gotta go a few jumps away. So let's head that way. We'll undock and welcome to New Eden. So when you first start out, you're gonna, so this is the Aura's one of their stations. It's a starting station, so it's very different. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shorten these out down a little bit. Type we can size. We don't need to know the size. Velocity. That's something we want to know. So you don't want to have like this going across your screen, right? So you want to get this, the information that is needed up there, and that is it. I'll keep an eye on it, and it's just so that way you can see what's going on. I always double click. You don't have to double click, just once will do. Um, Another thing to remember is, yes, you can play this game for free. There are some limitations in terms of ships and the amount of skill points and whatnot, so you're going to have to be a little bit more selective in what you do. But, excuse me, but once, I think it's still worth it to play Eve. I don't get to play it as much as I would like, but it's neither here nor there. So we're going to go here. Get a nice look around. We're not too far away. These are all just mobile depots for people use it as free free advertisements, and whatnot. When you're just starting out, it's not something I really worry about. You have 5,000 this, that's not enough to do diddly. Anyway, the other thing I'm going to recommend is basically kind of ignore chat. Um, the general chat. Now, go to help channels. Excuse me. Help channels are a big thing now. There's also, obviously, there's stuff on YouTube, so if you're seeing this, obviously. Um, the other thing you gotta remember is that EVE Online is a MMO, but it's also classified as a sandbox. You do whatever you want. If you want to be a pirate, be a pirate. If you want to yeet yourself down in the null sec just because you can and just to see how far you can get, do it. Ain't no shame in trying stuff. It's just you might end up in your pot a few hundred times. And then what I'm always going to recommend people to do is obviously when you start out, go to a career agent, do all their missions for all the agents that are there. Then if you want, find another career agent that's nearby, this of the same faction, do theirs. Get some stuff built up because they give you a lot of stuff that's worth a chunk of money. That's really, really, really nice. You get free ships. And you can also cheese it a little bit. And, well, I'll explain that real quick. So, one of the missions, you are going to lose your ship purposefully. And the whole goal is not to. Two of them actually. Should be two of them. So, if you know you're gonna lose a ship, especially if it's one that they gave you for free, sell, use your like make sure you have it insured, just because it'll be cheaper. You'll get a lot more money. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and talk to Enforcer, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you this, but you gotta go do this." So he's got something for us, and some some people are harassing minors. So um, the other thing I would also recommend if you go view details, right? So right now there's no okay, so reward bonus. That is what you want to look for. So we have 5 hours to complete this mission. Rewards, active is one. So we'll undock. Anytime you're going into going to do a mission, right click in the open spot, cash flow, encounter, warp 20. So our job is to kill this guy right here. And then what I'm also gonna recommend is we're gonna look for mining, right? But there's no asteroids that are actually mineable. Sucks. So this is the guy we're after, Rad, or NPCs, which is this is an NPC. Um, they have unlimited ammo. Their capacitor will never actually run dry. They are always going to be able to fire their weapons. Whether it's missiles, guns, lasers, hybrid turrets, doesn't matter. They're gonna be able to fire their weapon every time. So our optimal range is 7,300. So this game measures everything in kilometers. 1,000 meters is 1 kilometer. Right? So we're gonna orbit at 3,500. 3.5 kilometers is our orbit goal. And he still hasn't decided to take hostile action against us, which is fine. So then we start opening fire. Now these new and these machines, or in these missions, my bad, sorry. Excuse me. In these missions, you always want to look for wrecks because these wrecks generally will have stuff in them. So like, see how the icon's full or filled in. You always want to loot that. That's gonna help us out. And these guys are coming in because they're mad 'cause we killed their friend. Let them come get to us. So whatever's in there, on any of them, loot it. That way you can either sell it or use it. The other thing you have to remember is these are level 1 missions. Technically, they're actually not even level 1s. They're the noob missions, so they the NPCs are a lot easier. They don't do near the amount of damage, so weak. One of the other things I'm always going to tell you guys, or always recommend, so when they get a nice tight orbit like this, right? If our tracking is worse than their orbit, or actually it's not even worse, but it's not great, right? So one of the things you want to do is you want to straighten it out to where they're not orbiting, right? So just pick a random direction, head towards it, look at them. Now they're gonna try to follow us because they want to get around in front of us. Which means they gotta go vaguely the same direction we are. The nice thing about these civilian guns is you don't have to worry about ammo. You just let the rounds fly. are all clear. So we'll dock up, go turn in the mission, and then we'll be all set for a little bit of money. Every embassy pirate ship will have a I rambled. I apologize. I'm doing this one tired, and I shouldn't. So one thing I do want to show you once we get docked up, you are so let's say you want to do nothing but combat. You don't want to have to worry about the mining laser. You're not gonna mine. Or let's say you want to mine. Okay. So we'll start conversation. We're gonna complete that just to get it out of the way. He's already ready for us to do some stuff. So if you go to ship hangar and you right click on it and you go leave ship. Right. So now we're in our capsule. Right click, repackage. Yes. Right, so this is what we got. Assemble ship. I don't know where we got the other Gatling from, but I'm not gonna complain. So when you repackage something, you get more stuff. Because when you repackage these, now you can't refine these. You can sell them, but you're not gonna get any S from them because they're free. So, now we have the option of grabbing 2 civilian guns or 2 civilian miners, you know. So it's just a little bit of help in the beginning. The other thing is, whenever you see anything like up here, you always want to claim those. Then you can go over to here, click on that, and reading the current station. Yes. So that's that. I was hoping to make this video longer, but I'm tired, so unfortunately, I need to stop.